Before we begin, the stories you hear here aren't just tales. Some happened to real people, some were never explained, and some are still happening right now. So if you're watching this alone, turn your lights down and don't look behind you. Because sometimes the scariest part is knowing you're not alone anymore. Sometimes the scariest horror stories are not about ghosts, demons, or curses. Sometimes the real monster is someone who breathes the same air as us. This is the story of a girl who was followed home for 12 nights straight. And the final night, it still haunts the entire town. Her name was Emily, a 22-year-old nursing student living alone in Minnesota. She worked a late shift at a small diner. Every night, she walked home at 11:45 p.m. Emily was strong, responsible, but lately, she felt something she couldn't explain. Like someone was watching her, like something was following her. One night, as she stepped outside the diner, she noticed it for the first time. A white van, parked across the street, its headlights off. But she could feel them staring at her. She ignored it. She told herself, "Emily, you're tired. You're imagining things." But she wasn't. As she walked down the quiet street, the van slowly pulled out. Not fast, not aggressive, just silently sliding behind her, matching her speed, matching her turns. She kept looking over her shoulder. The van stayed exactly 40 feet behind. Never closer, never farther. She whispered to herself, "I'll call someone. I'll call my mom." But her phone battery was dead. She reached home. The van stopped, waited 5 seconds, then drove away. She couldn't sleep that night. Next night, the van was back. Same place, same time. Night 3, it followed her again. Night 4, she walked faster. The van matched her pace. Night 5, she tried taking a different route, and somehow, the van found her again. What scared her the most? It never tried to talk to her. Never rolled down a window, never honked, just followed her, like a hunter who had already chosen his prey. By the 6th night, Emily broke down. She cried in the diner's storage room before her shift ended. She told her coworker, Sarah, "Someone is following me every night. I don't know why." Sarah offered to walk her home, but Emily refused. She didn't want anyone else to be in danger. This part always hits me, because she never once thought about herself. She only cared about the people around her. Fear wasn't killing her. Loneliness was. Night 7. Emily decided to record everything on her phone. She stepped outside the diner, and there it was, the same white van, same position, same silence. She whispered into the camera, "He's here again. Why is he doing this?" When she crossed the first street, the van moved too. Slow, steady, patient. At one point, Emily stopped walking. The van stopped too. Engine still running. Lights still off. She ran the rest of the way home. Finally, on night 8, she called the police. They told her, "We'll patrol the area." But they never caught the van. The officer said something that sunk into Emily's stomach like ice. "If he hasn't approached you or harmed you, we can't do much." Imagine how helpless she felt. Imagine walking home every night knowing a van is waiting and nobody can help you. Nights 9, 10, and 11. Same pattern. The van always stayed the same distance away. Always turned the same corners. Always stopped outside her street. There was no driver's silhouette. No visible movement inside. Emily started losing weight. She barely slept. She was afraid to look out her window because sometimes she felt like the van was waiting even when she wasn't outside. Then came night 12. Emily stepped outside the diner and her heart dropped. The van wasn't across the street anymore. It was parked directly in front of the diner door. She stood frozen, her hands shaking, her breathing uneven. And then the van's side door slowly slid open, completely empty inside. There was no one inside. No driver, no shadow, nothing. Just an empty, cold space staring back at her. Emily's legs felt weak. Her throat dried. She whispered to herself, "Please, God, not tonight." She took one step back. The van engine suddenly hummed louder, as if responding to her fear. She turned and ran inside the diner, locked the door. Her hands shaking so badly, she dropped her phone twice. With trembling fingers, she dialed 911. Her voice cracked. "Please, someone is following me. He's outside. Please come, please." The operator tried to calm her. "Stay inside. Officers are on their way." But when Emily peeked through the diner window, the van was gone. Completely gone. No engine sound. No tire marks. Nothing. She thought she was safe, but she wasn't. An hour later, police told her, "We patrolled the block. No suspicious vehicle." Emily didn't want to walk home, but she had no choice. It was 1 a.m., freezing cold, and she had no friends or family nearby. She wrapped her jacket tighter, took a deep breath, and stepped into the silent street. Every corner looked darker that night. Every window looked like eyes watching her. She whispered to herself, "It's over. It's over. Please, let it be over." But fear doesn't leave that easily. Sometimes it follows. She was halfway home when she heard it. A soft engine behind her, moving slowly. She didn't turn around. She couldn't. Her tears blurred her vision. Why me? What does he want from me? Her breath shook as she whispered, "Not tonight. Please, not tonight." She finally turned around, and there it was. The same white van, headlights off, silently crawling toward her. Her survival instincts kicked in. She ran. She ran harder than she had ever run in her life. Her boots slammed the pavement. Her heart screamed inside her chest. "Help me! Someone help me!" But the street was empty. Windows dark. No footsteps except her own. Behind her, the van sped up. She somehow pulled her phone out while running and called her parents. Her father picked up. She screamed into the phone. "Dad, he's following me! He's right behind me! Help!" Her father shouted back, "Emily, tell me where you are! Stay on the phone, don't stop running!" Emily sobbed. "Dad, I don't want to die, please!" This line, this single line, breaks everyone who hears this story. Her father kept shouting her name, but suddenly the call became strange, static, sharp, crackling. Then a deep, distorted noise in the background. Her father later said it sounded like someone breathing heavily right next to the phone. Someone who wasn't Emily. He shouted, "Emily! Emily! Talk to me! Where are you?" But Emily didn't respond. All he heard was footsteps and that heavy breathing. Then suddenly, her father heard it. A scream, sharp, terrified, cutting through the phone like a knife. Then, silence. The line didn't disconnect. It just went completely silent, as if the world on the other side had stopped moving. Her father kept shouting her name until the phone battery died. Police arrived at the last location her phone pinged. A narrow road, no lights, empty fields on both sides. They found the white van parked on the side, engine still warm, but inside, there was no one. No driver, no Emily, no struggle marks, just an old smell of dust and something metallic in the air. Police ran the license plate. The van had been registered to a man named Daniel Myers, a man who had died 2 months earlier. Car crash, severe injuries, instant death. But here's the part that made the officers refuse to work night shift after this case. Daniel's body had been found inside the same van, and yet someone was driving it after his death. 3 days later, a farmer miles away found a phone in his field. Cracked screen, battery swollen, mud all over. It was Emily's. When police extracted the audio, there were only 2 things recorded. Emily's final 30 seconds of running, and then a soft whisper right next to the microphone. "Don't run. I'm right here." To this day, Emily was never found. No body, no clothing, no hair, nothing. No signs of kidnapping, no animal attack, no evidence of a second person. Just that van, warm engine, empty seat, and a dead owner. Police closed the case as unexplained disappearance, but locals still whisper something else. They say if you drive that same road late at night, you might see a white van in your rearview mirror, driving slow, no headlights, keeping the same distance. And if you ever try to stop or look too closely inside, you'll realize there's no driver, just an empty seat, and something sitting behind you instead. And people say sometimes on very quiet nights, you can still hear Emily's voice. Dad, he's right behind me.